right, hello. My name is Rachel Rusi. I am from New York. I'm an occupational therapist and I'm a previous owner of 2 different businesses. So when I was 27, I woke up one day with involuntary movement. It started in the lower half of my body, my legs, and it traveled up to my trunk and my upper extremity and then my jaw and my face. I saw a few doctors in New York that gave me a bunch of misdiagnoses at the time and basically put me on muscle relaxers, antidepressants, and sent me on my way home. Pretty much thought I was crazy. I eventually found out a month later, after a few blood tests, that I had Lyme disease, metal toxicity, mold toxicity, and some type of neurological component that they had no idea about. I literally traveled the world for 2 years, and when I say that, I went to California to be treated, and then I went to Switzerland, and then I went to Germany, and it wasn't until I got back to California, where I met a neurological, functional neurologist that pretty much said, hey, you have this neurological component. I know the guy for you, and that is what brought me to Portland, Oregon. And I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I kind of had an idea of what was going on, but prior to coming here, it was just talk of my symptoms and what was going on, but there wasn't actual evidence. And when I came here, they did a bunch of testing on me, and I was finally actually to see some science behind what I was saying and what they were explaining to me, which was the first time ever I had a real diagnosis and actual data of what was going on, which was mind-blowing to me because there was always a portion I was like, am I crazy? Is it in my brain? It was in my brain, but now I knew that it was fixable, which I was pumped about. When I was here, while I was here, they did a lot of modalities on me that helped me so much, and while they're doing it, they were explaining it to me. What I love too is that they kind of heard what I was saying, both symptoms and also what I loved. So things I love like basketball, soccer, even boxing, they incorporated things that I loved, my hobbies, and what I would want to do in the future. And they made exercises that helped my brain and helped me so that I could even do this in the future. So they incorporated a lot of things I loved into even the treatment they did with me. Every week they did testing, and then they do a review right after, and that was monumental for me because again, you feel all these things and you kind of feel like you're crazy, and they're waxing and weaning and it's a roller coaster. Then you see your test, you're like, oh my God, it's working. You see the results and they stick. And I couldn't be happier to have come here and be referred to come here. During my testing with Dr. Solinsky and Dr. McNally, I had huge light bulb moments where I could only explain that it was a sigh of relief. I would do some type of virtual reality or visual testing, and I would get this sigh of relief, and I would just have a weight lifted off my shoulders, and my eyes that would to me feel scattered back and forth like ping pong, they would see straight, and I was able to focus, and I was able to do the tasks that normally I wasn't able to do. Simple things like going to the grocery store and looking at the things would get me so nauseous and dizzy where it no longer makes me nauseous and dizzy anymore. My movements prior to coming was my left foot would feel, it would move constantly and would be painful. My trunk would move left to right, my jaw would move all the way to the right, and so did my tongue, and my neck would do this slow curvature movement. Whether I was sitting, standing, it depended on the activity. I'm sitting here now, totally fine. I'm presented with a lot of activities I used to do priorly, and that no longer exists. I know this time could be a very scary, emotional roller coaster and confusing for a lot of people, but I would really recommend coming here. And the reason why is because they really do such an individualized treatment. From the front desk to the actual doctor and to the entire staff, it's very individualized and supportive. every day I was looking forward to come to therapy, and I was looking forward to get the testing, and the environment itself was very, very inviting and helpful. I'm just genuinely, like, I am so appreciative of this place and the doctors and, again, the staff. I think everything kind of happens for a reason, and it's nice to have met this center during my journey of health, because it helped me like tremendously, even other than health, like as a person. It was seriously, thank you so much. Like, it was awesome.